Africa in Business with Tami Ngubeni.
We continue our focus on the fuel crisis, and this time we turn our attention to Zambia, where the government has declared the shaky fuel supply situation in the country as an emergency. The country has been facing fuel shocks, with diesel missing in most parts of the country, heavily affecting economic sectors as the war in the Middle East rages on. Arthur Davies, Sikopo, our Zambia correspondent, gives us details on further policy changes in Zambia.
Through a special cabinet meeting held in Lusaka Tuesday, headed by Hakainde Hichilema, the Zambian government notes that the shaky fuel availability in the country is a source of worry and fit to be called an emergency considering the rampant shortage of the commodity, especially diesel. Minister of Information and Media, Cornelius Mweto, announced this to the nation.
Cabinet noted with serious concern the continued conflict in the Middle East, which has led to disruption in global oil supply chains, resulting in increased international fuel prices and exerting upward pressure on domestic pump prices.
In the last few weeks, there has been a shortage of diesel across the country, and Minister of Information Cornelius Mweto has equally announced the approval of the zero rating of the value-added tax, VAT, and the suspension of excess duty on petrol and diesel imports.
In this regard, Cabinet has approved to zero rate value-added tax, VAT, and suspend excise duty on petrol and diesel for a period of 3 months.
These measures have, from 1st April 2026, taken effect. According to government through Minister Mweto, this intervention is designed to ease the burden of households and businesses, while government works to restore normal fuel availability. Zambia Consumer Association, ZACA, through its executive director, Juba Sakala, commends government on this move.
As ZACA, we wish to formally acknowledge and commend the government's timely decision to zero-rate value-added tax and suspend excise duty on petrol and diesel.
Meanwhile, Zambia has seen an increase in the fuel pump prices from about 2 to 55% effective April 1st. The country's energy regulator that reveals monthly the cost of fuel, the Energy Regulation Board, ERB, has increased petrol by 2%. And 28% on the missing commodity, diesel, while 55% hike is slapped on Jet A1 fuel. How are consumers going to be affected?
Prices of essential commodities will definitely go up because most of the people use diesel for transport and distribution, and the retailers, some are still using diesel.
Energy expert Johnson Chikwanda says this decision is welcome as it is a short-term measure and it will reduce the extent of where the pump prices should have been, especially for petrol consumers who have been saved significantly based on a slight increase of 2%. Dr. Chikwanda says, however, the price of diesel and Jet A1 fuel and kerosene has wiped out the gains which Zambia made in reducing the pump prices over the past 12 months. Zambia Consumer Association, through Juba Sakala, once more urged government.
As ZACA, we urge all consumers actually to remain, calm. We further call on government to use this window to strengthen national strategic reserves for fuel. We've had the problem of fuel time and immemorial. We know that there have been MOUs signed here in Angola and so on and so forth, but we haven't been actualized them. So it's now that government should take up this step, try to actualize those MOUs.
Reporting for Channel Africa in Lusaka, Zambia, I'm Arthur Davies, Sikopo.
It is exactly 31 minutes after 6 p.m. Central African time. Let's head over now to the markets desk, where Chanduko Ligege is standing by with your latest market indicators.
Business News on Channel Africa. The African Perspective.
Thank you, Tommy. Good afternoon. $1 is trading at 17 Rand 05 in South Africa, Botswana 13 Pula 66, Namibia 17 Namibian dollars 05, Zambia 19 Kwacha 06. Kenya, the dollar is 129 shillings.